Leave a message. I've had an energy.
Can we start again?
I've had an energy drink now and I feel like, wow, crazy.
Welcome to Leave a Message. Thanks so much for coming back if you're a returning visitor.
So much.
If it's your first time, then welcome. This is the podcast where we talk mainly about your stories, which is an absolute dream, especially if you're nosy. I feel like I'm finding this podcast really fun.
Me too, because it's
as a nosy person.
It's all about other people.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And you make us feel less alone because you send your voice notes in and I think, God, I've done bad things, but I've never done that, babe.
Well, it's about also making other people or other galleys feel less alone. Like last week we had this girl talking about her flap, hanging out, and now all the other girls with their flaps hanging out won't feel so alone.
Yeah, genius.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we're all one of this, everyone's living the same experience in a different kind of way.
When you think you've done something outrageous and so crazy, someone's topped you somewhere.
Always.
So what are we talking about this week?
Today we're just doing a bit of a mixed bag, aren't we? I love a mixed bag because you never know what you're going to get on this podcast.
It's your new favourite thing, I know. I'm like, we haven't had any briefing for this, so I feel quite like on the edge of my seat.
I love that because that's when the curveballs come.
And we trust Rahana, we know she picks the good ones.
And usually the curveballs are the best. So, what are they called this week, babe?
The Gallies?
Yeah.
Oh,
good. That's a good name.
Give me a minute. Holly! Yeah, go on then, we'll do Holes.
Holes, why not?
She doesn't listen anyway. Have you had this? Have all your friends stopped listening to everything?
No one, babe. First of all, no one listens to me because like they're like, oh, well, I kind of get that information anyway. I'm like, well, you don't.
No. But that's what my friends have been saying. They're like, I've stopped listening because I'm now getting no information from you and I know it all from like your content. So I'm going to stop listening and taking in anything.
And also the other reason people not listening is because they're cross.
Why are they cross?
Because usually I'm saying things about people. Like Jack got cross at me. I don't know if I've said this on the pod.
I don't think you have. But you might get cross for you mentioning it again. No, you best tell everyone how fit he is.
I best tell everyone because he said, when you go back on and you talk about me again, can you make sure everyone knows I'm a 10 out of 10 hunk?
Because Al said she wouldn't shag him if he was the last man on earth. Which actually she still stands by, don't you?
Yeah, because I said to him, like, I love you like my brother. It would feel like incest to have sex with you. He was like, I know it came from a place of love, but people are going to think I'm like an actual fucking loser.
He actually is a loser. So. Joking, Jack. He was like, sexy boy.
He was like, can you go on and tell everyone that like I really am attractive and like people do, like I'm wanted apart from the fact that I'm fully in a committed long-term relationship. So just if anyone's listening, no one knows what he looks like, but for the sake of Jack, we will just set the record straight that he is not a fucking...
Is he wanted? Like, how do you know if you're wanted? I don't think I'm wanted.
Used to love. No, babe.
Sorry, Jack, really?
Yeah. No, I'm in his heyday. I think he's past his prime now.
Really?
Babe, I'm not joking.
What kind of girls? Posh girls.
No, not always. When we were in Australia, a lot of Aussies loved it. Like,
oh yeah, but that doesn't
him.
count when you've got the British accent and you're blonde. They'll love
That's
you.
True. That's true.
That doesn't count.
That is true. Well, they weren't loving me.
Maybe because you look a bit more, exotic.
I have a posh accent too. What happened to me?
Oh, babe.
No, girls have all, like, when you went to uni, like, girls have always...
Jack, have you managed to wrangle yourself a whole opening segment on how fit you are just because you complained to Al about her saying she'd never shag you?
We'll have to cut this.
His head's going to be so big.
Jarring.
Okay, let's get the first one and see what we've got in store today.
Oh.
No, have we not?
Do we not?
I think I kind of half did.
Goodness, this is why we have to have a pre-recorded intro.
This is why we've got to have a producer.
Hi, this is Leave a Message. I'm Ali. This is G. We're Ali and G. These voice notes that we get sent in are from the Gallies, and every week we kind of pick a topic and talk about your trials and tribulations throughout your lives.
This is a safe space. This is somewhere to send any story you might have. Embarrassing, secretive, funny, sad. We want it all. Top to bottom.
Shocking. Oh, listen, we've had girls on here that have lost their livers on a night out. You know, don't worry about it. If you're worried about your boyfriend cheating on you, someone's had it worse. Not to worry.
That's a really good way to live. Someone's always had it worse. What was the name? Holly. Okay, good. Sorry.
Hi, girls. I wanted to quickly tell you what happened to me in my first year of uni. I was in a flat in halls. There was me and 3 other people. Didn't get to pick who I was with. Basically, I wanted an ensuite because I didn't want to share a toilet. So that's why it was like smaller flat numbers. So there was only 4 in our flat. So there was me, another girl and 2 guys. So I was like the furthest away from this guy's room. And honestly, nearly every night of the week, about like 6, 7 p.m, so not even late, one of my roommates would be shagging his boyfriend so loud, and like the bed would be squeaking. Like honestly, I could hear everything, and I was the opposite end of the corridor with my door shut, everything, like in bed, which was again like far away. And like it was never even spoke of. Like I'd see him in the kitchen the next day and I'd be like, hi. Yeah, like I'm all for it, but like not at 7 p.m. and not like all the time. Anyway, second, the guy who was in the room next to me, he was doing like a football degree, which I don't even know what that is. Like, what warrants you getting a degree in football? He used to be up till 3. Well, he used to wake up at like 3 in the afternoon. So then he'd be awake till 3 in the morning, shouting. One day it just got too much. I was like, Bob, his name wasn't Bob, but Bob, can you like please be quieter? I'm trying to sleep. And he kept doing it, and it just got to the point where I was like, look, shut up. He like lived really close to the uni, and he used to only come in for like 3 days a week, but those 3 days a week was hell.
Thank you, Holly, number 1.
Lot to unpack here.
Wowza. Babe, who did you live with in halls?
In halls?
Yeah, first year.
In first year, I had a room on my own. But I was like, it was like,
Babe,
yeah.
what do you mean?
So like, it was like it was almost like a boarding school, I guess, because it was like there were no flats.
I see.
So it
did
was
you
like
get in late?
No. Like
You paid for that?
Yeah, every room was. So it was like there were no well, there was a kitchen, but we had like it was catered.
Oh, weird.
So it was like a catered hall. So it was almost it was like a dorm.
So it was like a little flat.
No. I just had my own room and
with
like,
a toilet.
No toilet. You shared bathroom.
Oh
so
my God.
it was literally like boarding school.
How funny.
But boarding school you have dorms, but in this one you just had a room.
But you must have met people. Did you meet people in halls?
Yeah.
Like,
so then like
you'd go down and have
and like eat together, and like there was a bar in the halls.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. It wasn't a flat. So I never really. And then when I actually did live with people, I lived in second year and third year. In like second year, I lived in a house, but in Bristol, and then in third year, we lived in a flat. So that was my first. In first year, I only lived like really on my own. Like if I wanted to go and be on my own for a whole day, I could.
Oh my God, halls were mad.
Yeah.
I lived with 3 people, one of them who I'm still friends with now, Ellis. And then, actually, no, maybe only. We had this other girl, but I never really met her. We lived together for a year, never really spoke to her. That's wild.
So it was like a whole, like flats within halls.
So halls is like, what do you mean?
Like, when I think of halls, I think about like every room you open is someone's room.
No, we had flats. So I had like 4 people in my flat all sharing a kitchen. We all had our own bathroom.
But there was like no communal space outside of the flat.
Yeah, downstairs.
Oh, I see.
So we had like a common room and like where we did our washing and stuff. God, it was so weird. Then we had this like 27-year-old Italian guy that was so stroppy. He was a master's student and he hated us. Like me and Ellis would get in from a night out and he would literally be like, he'd be sat there eating bolognese, just like looking at us like,
God, living with people you don't know is
it's
the
ridiculous.
most jarring thing on the planet.
It's ridiculous. So I was just thinking about the shagger.
I have a lot of things to say about that. How are you having like what are you doing?
Why like clockwork every night?
Are you doing anal penetration for fucking 3 hours straight? Why is it so loud? No one needs to make.
I don't think she said it was 3 hours straight, to be fair.
Okay. Unless you're doing like really hardcore intense like S&M, BDS, like
no need to make so much noise.
What is it there to make noise about? A little grunt here and there will do.
No, but people do make a lot of noise.
Why? Unless, like, I'm sorry.
Why?
You must be shagging someone with the biggest cock known to man to be making that much noise. I really, really don't understand how.
No, but also it's the thumping and the banging. Like, it's not always just the moaning and the groaning. I remember my boyfriend at drama school, he lived in a house with 3 girls. And one of them, her name was Imogen. Sorry, Imogen, I've just named you properly. How crazy of me. She had this boyfriend called, I think his name was like Dom or something. He was quite sexy, if I remember.
Dom's quite a sexy name.
Yeah, anyway, Pete, my ex, had the room downstairs. Imogen was above him. She was a shagger. When they went honestly, the house shook, and she would scream the top
Don't
of
get
her
it.
lungs,
Don't
like
get it.
bloody murder, like having the time of her life. And I'd think, well, I want to have a go with Dom.
Listen.
Seems like a good time.
Enjoy, like, you should scream and shout as much.
Do you make
as
no noise?
No, I do, but like, babe, I'm not screaming at the
Show
top
me
of
what
my
noise you make.
lungs, huh?
What noise do you make? Go on.
When I have an orgasm, I would make some noise, but like
Oh, I'll make some noise. Make some noise, Raw. You did it. Yeah.
Also, I'm really in the habit now of not making noise because I know other people are in the house.
Yeah, and also that is just a respect thing.
So
Like,
when
you
you're-
should never, unless you're home alone, you really shouldn't be making that much
Like,
noise.
even in a hotel, I would be aware of the fact that there are people sleeping next door to me.
And thank God in a hotel there's thick walls, but in halls, they're basically plasterboard.
Babe, the people
Yes.
upstairs
Oh,
in our flat,
I think I've heard them.
they are at it
Like rabbits. And you want to knock and you think, what are you guys taking? Like, how are you
And they're
having so much sex?
And
How and why?
It's definitely sex because we thought at one point they might be doing hit classes.
Dear Joe Wicks.
But it's a very regular pattern.
Is it?
And like sometimes on
You
a
got into
Sunday
a rhythm.
afternoon, 3-4 o'clock, shagging, and you can hear them. Oh, it's so bad. You can
Also-
hear the springs going.
Sorry, I hate to judge, but 6-7 is a weird time, isn't it? Because it's like just pre-dinner.
That's actually kind of my perfect time.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like a nooner, you know. I like a bit of afternoon
No,
delight.
once I'm dressing up, you will not. No, there is not a chance.
But then you're dressing up at 6.
Yeah,
Are you
okay.
just before gym jams? Is that what's happening?
If it was a Saturday.
Are you
If
like
it was a
pre-gym
Saturday,
jam?
if it was a
Quickie?
Saturday and I was staying in and I was having a shower and then, maybe then we were going to have dinner. In my undressing process, that's when to get me.
Yeah, okay, good. Take notes, boys.
Yeah.
When she's undressing, you're in.
Otherwise, it's a
a no.
Because like in the morning, Raw does like a little bit of a morning pump and I just think I've got to get up and do things. He always...
Sorry. I'd do anything for a bit of morning pump at the moment. Oh, I'd love a bit of morning pump.
Oh, morning pump is not for me.
Just roll over, brush my teeth. It's so dull. I'd love some morning pump.
Oh, no.
I was just going to ask you about Raw, actually. Is he loud when he watches the football? Not when he shags you, when he watches the football.
Yeah, I had a word with him the other day, actually.
Did you? Because it's a bit much.
I said to him, listen, I understand that you're passionate about this. You don't need to be passionate so quite so aggressively. It's not necessary. And I said,
I agree.
I said it creates an environment in this household. And
It's
I
a
don't
bit
stand-
hostile.
Yeah, and I don't stand for that.
Yeah, and what, we can only be happy and elated when Chelsea win.
And I will not have football hooliganism under my roof.
Imagine this girl, poor Holly One, knocking on the door. Ever so sorry, but I will not have football hooliganism under my roof.
I have a question. Okay, about football chants. How the fuck does everyone turn up to the stadium and know the chants?
How?
Are they in a secret Facebook?
Is it on Threads? Is it on Twitter?
Do you know what
Are
I
they
mean?
sending around a newsletter?
Are they on a broadcast channel?
Are they all looking in the mirror going, love football, crazy, learning the chant? Crazy.
I feel like they're taught
Crazy.
from children, like when you're a child. Like
No, but
in the
Rahana-
house.
Rahana, there's new ones.
Yeah, often. And every week sometimes they have new ones, especially when they're in the Champions League and stuff.
And they know them.
And they sign a new player and then everyone just knows the chant. It's bollocks.
If anybody is a football hooligan and they would like to tell us about how you learn the chant, please can you voice note in because I don't understand it.
Harley number 2.
No,
Yes,
wait,
please.
I have one more thing to say.
She needs to say something
I've written
else.
down first time I showered Raw.
Oh.
Why have I written that?
Oh, because you were in halls probably, were you?
No.
In his halls?
No, about walking into the kitchen and about being awkward in the kitchen.
Oh, because you'd been shagging quite loudly and everyone had heard?
Yeah, and we weren't even in his. So we went to Newcastle, and the girl, the middleman, her name's Annabelle. Everyone who said, remember in the beginning, everyone used to say, yeah. We were at, for some reason, we hadn't gone back to his flat his house in Newcastle. We'd gone back to her house
Yeah.
and we'd shagged in her bed.
Babe!
We slept in her bed. She must have been with her boyfriend at the time. She was like,
She was
please,
kosher.
no,
Fine.
please,
Shag away.
consummate in my bed. Anyway, we walked.
Consummate, fornicate.
We walked.
I'm so tired. I've actually just hit a delusional wall. Go on.
Good. I love it when that happens. We walked downstairs and all these girls I don't know. He doesn't live there either, babe. She lived in a house of 7 girls. Walked down and I think, good. Ellie Saunders is one of them. I thought, hi, babe.
Oh, well, at least she's a good friend now.
Yeah.
Good old Elle. She doesn't mind.
Yeah, at least she doesn't mind. Anyway, sorry, I just thought.
No, it's really mortifying. The most mortifying. Sorry, Rahana, we will move on.
No.
It's when you've been shagging in like your partner's parents' house. And you come downstairs and you think, you look them in the eye and you think, I know you've just heard her shagging.
That used to happen to us a lot. That's why you can't have a morning pump at your partner's parents' house.
Really bad.
It's very obvious when you've had a morning pump.
It's very, very obvious. Everyone looks a little bit happy to breakfast.
And they're like, morning, it's 11:30, but not to worry.
And the
God.
floorboards have been going, really
So
bad, really, really bad.
bad.
Shouldn't do that, actually. You should just hold your nerve. Why do you need to shag all the time? Number 2.
Hi, Gallies. I'm in a bit of a dilemma and I don't know what to do about this guy. So I really would love for you to help me out. So I met him on the dreaded app that we all love to hate called Hinge. And he was just so lovely and I really got along well with him. And this is at a time where I am currently studying abroad. It was 3 weeks before I was supposed to come home for Christmas, and I rejoined Hinge and met this guy, and he was lovely. So I came home, we went on our first date, and we just had a really good connection. I saw him for the whole time I was home for Christmas, and I just really, really, really liked him. And he liked me, and he told me that he would love to still talk to me while I go back for the second half of my year abroad. And we both agreed that we really didn't want to see anyone else. Quite intense, quite early on. And on the night of New Year's, I went over to his house and I couldn't find where his house was. And so he sent me his location and he never turned it off. And so when I went back in January, 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, he tells me that he's not really doing anything this weekend as we're like catching up regularly. And basically he tells me that that weekend he is going to see his friends from uni and take his parents out and just a chill weekend. Little does he know I still have his location.
Good
and
work.
Something, I don't know if it was the girl in me, was just saying, check his location just to make sure. So I did. And he went to Paris for the whole weekend and didn't tell me. Now, am I crazy in thinking that maybe I'm overreacting, we're not together? Or is that something that he should have told me? And how should I react when I go back home? Should I tell him that I know? Or should I just let it sweep it under the carpet? I mean, it's been playing on my mind for a while and I genuinely don't know what to do. I do really like him and I just don't know. Oh, but yeah, love you girls.
Babe.
Right, this is serious, babe. Listen up, get your notepad out. We're going to give you some really hot takes here because this is serious.
Right.
Right.
You must tell him
That is
know
dodge.
everything.
Wait, we must get some facts in order first.
Well, we don't have the facts, babe.
No, I'm telling her to before she goes in hot.
Right, okay, fine.
You must first check his Instagram following. Has it gone up? Are there any new girls? Is he liking girls' pictures?
Good.
Can we find the girl? Because you never know. She might have been in Paris on the same weekend. I'm just saying.
And her
Account might not be private.
Yeah.
Let's just check that because it's so
Babe.
dodgy to lie. Why are you lying?
even if he didn't go with a girl,
It's
even
bad.
even if he went with his fucking nan.
Why are you lying? You wouldn't lie if you were with your nan, that's all I'm saying. Something's gone very wrong there, babe,
yeah,
and I'm
you're
so sorry. But my first thought was...
You have to find your power and stand up to him and let him know that you do not allow people to treat you that way. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
Right, yeah, well, just the lying, even if he hasn't done anything else. It's so
That's what I mean
dodge.
about treating you. I'm not like someone that you're going to lie to my face, tell me that you're going to go out with your uni friends, have a chill
You do
weekend.
that, you've got to do that amazing thing where you've got to go, so how was your
I was
weekend?
gonna
And
say-
you give them the opportunity to tell you. Give him the opportunity. Ask him, present to him that he has the chance to say what he's done wrong. And if he doesn't, he lies to your face, you say, do you remember that time I came to find you at New Year? You left your location services on and I know you were in Paris. Who were you there with?
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say, oh, how was Paris? And you'd be like, what?
Would you?
Yeah.
You'd go in hot.
Listen, in these situations, this is when I become a real revengeful bitch because I just think, don't you dare
Lie.
mistake me for the person that's going to let you do that and walk all over me.
Also, I'm like, it's so annoying with stuff like that because it's like, don't say you want to be exclusive with me and you want to keep talking whilst I'm on my year abroad. Say, babe, you're on your year abroad and actually I'd like to keep dating other people while you're away. Fine, just be honest. Why are you lying to me and selling me the dream? Like, I love. And it's unfair that now we all have to be cynical because this little rat bag has made you believe you're in love with him.
No, but babe...
And then he's flying off to Paris with someone else on Valentine's Day weekend.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Go on. No, what were you going to say?
I just wanted to say, make it make sense.
Often, love, I really like him, is mistaken for I really lust after him. Yesterday, we were talking about this.
That's irrelevant though in terms of this.
No, it's not.
You can love him or lust him. He still fucked you over.
No, but the point is that she's like, I don't know what to do. I still really like him.
Yeah, no, you don't like him enough.
No, you don't like him enough. Well, let's just make
to let him get away with that. You don't like him enough.
You deserve better. And you must see that for yourself. We can say that to you as much as we want.
Oh my God, has he taken another girl? Sorry, I'm just deeping it. Has he taken another girl to Paris for Valentine's Day?
Obviously.
That is fucked.
And you still like him, babe. Are you okay?
I think we try and pacify it, don't we? So let's take the rose-tinted glasses off. There's no world in which he has not been to Paris with another girl. I'm so sorry, babe.
That's what I'm saying.
Surely.
There's no way. I would honestly say to him, did you get me a keyring? Where's my Eiffel Tower keyring?
Did you put my name or hers on the lock on the bridge?
You scummy piece of shit. That's what I would say. I would.
You can do better, babe. Like, that's wild. Why would he lie? Chilled weekend with my mum.
And
if
you think that's normal behaviour, I can tell you now that is not normal behaviour. And society has fucked us up so much the first thing that you've done in that, it's not your fault, in that situation is make excuses for him.
Benefit of the doubt.
Oh, shall I tell him? Obviously tell him, babe. He's a
Oh dear, Richard, I'm so sorry.
You must speak that out.
Oh my God.
No, please keep it in. It's brilliant.
You must at least put a little beep over that.
I can't believe you just did that.
He is.
No, it's really good, but that was wild.
He's
Wow.
disgusting. And you're saying, oh, I don't know if I still like him. So I'm spitting. I'm so passionate about this. You must find your power, babe. And you must say, who... Oh, I'm sorry. Babe, you give me his address and I will go there for you.
Yeah, okay, we'll get out.
Can I tell you, I went to Australia and my ex-boyfriend shagged someone in my bed while pretending to be faithful to me. So I do know how you feel. And I came home and I thought, oh my God, maybe I can make this work. No offense to you, babe. You can't, okay? Hate him and send him shit in the post. Whatever you do, that's better than feeling like, oh my God, maybe I still like him, because you can't come out the other side if you're still in the maybe I still like him phase.
Even if he just wanted to visit Paris and didn't want to tell you, it's a red flag. Why are you lying? Why lying?
I'm sorry, he has gone with another girl, because you wouldn't lie. If you were going to Paris with your mate or anyone else, you wouldn't say, I'm going to have a weekend with my uni mates.
Bizarre.
To conclude, sometimes you've got to like yourself more than you like the other person.
Ain't that the truth, Rahana? That is wise words.
Hell yeah.
Holly, number 3?
Yes.
Hi, Gallies. Absolutely love the podcast, and you've been really helping me get through my breakup of my relationship that lasted about 2.5 years. We broke up about 4 weeks ago, just because there's still so much love for each other. Like, we really love each other. We've just drifted apart. And the two reasons that I think it was because I have so much passion and excitement for life, and I want to go travel and see the world. And he's a homeboy and he loves being at home and hasn't really shared that excitement with me, but claims to have it. But he has never been excited about traveling with me. The other reason is I'm very motivated and organized. And if I've got a goal, I work hard to achieve it. And he isn't very organized and is very flaky on plans and ambitions in his life. Anyway, we've still been chatting because we love each other a lot. And he has sent me, out of the blue, we haven't chatted for about a week, but he sent me a 23-slide PowerPoint presentation with a 6-week travel itinerary to South America, which I've always wanted to do. And he knows that. What do I do? What do I do? This is my dream. Absolutely love it. And the idea of doing it with him, it's idyllic. But I also know that we broke up for said reasons. And I don't know whether this is just a redemption tactic to just get me back and he's just saying it, or whether this is because he wants to do it. What do I do? Do I travel the world with him?
I am.
Or am I just falling for a trick?
Oh, babe, love
There's
you.
only one question here. Is he paying for it?
And then if he is, it's an obvious yes. Oh my God, babe, I feel your pain because it's really hard when you break up with someone and fundamentally it's the things around you that have caused you to not be together anymore rather than your love for each other. That's really hard.
Although I will say, as time goes on, those circumstantial things
Become
do
important.
Yeah. And like they can start as peripheral. Like even things like feeling like that person's not motivated. When you're a bit younger, it doesn't matter.
But when you've got kids and a life and
it
it's
really
hardcore.
does matter. And like that's not something that you should ignore if that was such like driving force for your breakup.
Baby, you in two minds. I'm in two minds.
I'm in two minds, but I would say don't get swayed by travel because don't get swayed by the PowerPoint because he knew it was going to sway you and it's obviously had the desired effect.
You maybe had some good transitions.
You know
in
what
there.
I mean?
He was standing there with his clicker like, watch this, babe.
He knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? He knows his way around a keyboard.
I just think it's really hard, isn't it, when like strong emotions are involved. But I do think we don't often find people in this world that we really love and we want to spend our time with, like platonic or erotic, doesn't matter. Like it's really hard to find people that we would spend 6 weeks traveling South America with, right?
Yeah.
Like I could count on one hand who I would do that with.
Yeah.
And we're on this earth once. And if you could set out really strong boundaries and this
babe,
wasn't getting back together,
I don't think that's
can
an
you
option.
do it?
I don't think that's an option.
Why?
I just don't think that you can realistically set up. I think what will happen is if you say yes, it will just get messy. You might have the best time ever. I'm not saying that it's going to be like hell because, like, to be honest with you, a lot of the things that you might have thought about at home
Reality
disappear on
doesn't
holiday.
exist, yeah.
But, and this is a big, big but. When you get home, it will be one big clusterfuck, really. Because
You kind of have to break up again.
Right, because
And that's really hard.
and if you're prepared to do that, if you think that you can set yourself up to enjoy your time and take it just for what it is and not pin any hopes for the future,
And you
on
believe that he can do that too, and that he doesn't think this is the great mission to get you back, that would be the conversation I would have to have.
23 slide PowerPoint does not suggest that to me. I think he's trying to get her back.
Well, and also if it's not really in his nature and he is doing it for you, that's tricky.
Who makes us... Sorry.
That's the problem. Why do they always do these big romantic gestures when they fucked it all up?
Also, I want
So
to...
jarring.
I want to say, this is an annoying thing to say because you can't really do this, but if you can, even for like a minute, take the emotion out of it. If you had like a logical, rational brain on you that was looking at this from like kind of a bird's eye perspective, what would that person say to you? As like, can you give that advice to yourself? Because when you're muddled in the emotion of like, I still really love him, that's an impossible thing to walk away from. He's giving you what you've wanted from him on a plate.
Yeah.
Actually, he's giving it to you in 23 slides.
And also you can go alone. Oh, it's so hard, babe. I'm so sorry. I think that's probably a really frank... I mean, either way, he's done you 23 sides, so you've got to have a conversation with him. Because either way, that's wild. Because if he's doing that thinking that he's still got a chance of being your person, that's a conversation. But also there might be a conversation about the fact that could you do this as an experience as friends?
Or like as fuck buddies.
Oh, you can't share a room. I would say no shagging if you're going to do it.
That's not going to happen, babe. Have you travelled with someone for 6 months, 6 weeks straight? Not going to happen. No way.
What, not shag?
No way. Especially, babe,
Think about all the other sexy people you might want to shag, actually. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Having your ex in your bedroom.
with your ex-boyfriend right next to you. I don't think so.
Or maybe it is messy, babe.
I think it's, listen, I think if you can do it alone or with a friend, that's the preferred option.
Yeah.
I think if you can avoid getting into that messiness, that might be an ideal situation for your life. Purely because I think undoing it is actually going to be maybe more effort than it's worth. Don't get me wrong, the experience will be amazing, but the experience of undoing all of that, like...
Pain.
Oh, it's too... For me, I would just think, whoa, I can't be asked to deal
Especially
with that.
at 4 weeks. I don't know about you, but in my experience, 4 weeks is about when you feel like you can breathe again. So hard to go back to being breathless. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Good luck, Holly. Time for the debrief.
Good luck, Holly.
Debriefing. Holly number 1, being in halls with a shagger and a football hooligan.
Oh, you best go and have a word.
Earplugs in.
No, not earplugs in. Go and knock on their door and say, listen, I don't know what you're doing, whether you're fucking each other up the arse every single night. Could you turn it down?
Stop.
Could you stop shagging each other so aggressively that you have to scream at the top of your lungs?
Yeah.
Or could you invite me in? Because it sounds like you're having a good time in here.
Yeah, I want a bit of in on the action.
Yeah.
Horrible if you're not getting any and you're having to listen to people shag all night. It's a really unenjoyable noise to listen to, actually.
I think earplugs must be the backup, but it's not ideal.
It's not ideal.
And I think you should say, I do think that we have this thing of like not being able to say, why not? What's he going to say?
You live together, and also it is
Yeah.
disrespectful. You do need to say, when I'm in the house, can you not? Like, can you find a new time slot that
Can you
works
just-
for me when I'm at a lecture?
You know what I mean? Could you look? I'll share we can have a shared diary, and
That's it. I'll give you my calendar, and then you can see when I'm out the house.
and then you can schedule in your sexy
Shags.
time. Yeah.
Holly number 2, the Find My Friends.
Well,
Do you have Raw on Find My Friends?
obviously.
Do you?
Obviously.
I think it's essential.
I was going to say, this is an advert for Find My Friends.
Find My Friends is epic.
You must not be with anyone in
How
your
do
life.
they forget that you've got it on them? I look at Find My Friends maybe once, twice a day.
Me too.
So how are they not knowing that you can see them?
maybe
Idiot.
maybe they thought they were like, when you can like share it for an hour.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize that they press share indefinitely.
You must confront him, babe. I'm really serious about that because I think he took a girl to Paris.
If you need any backup, babe, call me. I'm serious. I will come into your defense.
She means business. She's got her athleisure on and she will get out there.
I did
and
drop the C-bomb for you for the first time ever on this podcast.
I can't believe it. Your mum's going to be in bits, babe.
Oh, she doesn't listen to us anymore. She hates us.
Fair. Holly number 3. Should she go travelling with the ex-love of her life?
My answer is, if you feel like you can face the music when you come home and you feel like you want to do it with him and there's no one else really that you could do it with at this time in your life and you feel like it's 10 out of 10 what you want right now, do it, but be prepared to come home and have to undo it all. If you can't face that...
And make sure you really look him in the eye and you know he's on the same page as you for what you're both
Babe.
expecting out of that trip.
I don't think that you can 100% for sure know that about someone.
You can start there at least.
Yeah, you can at least make your
You can have
boundary
said
clear.
so that then week 3 he starts to slip a finger down your knickers. At least you said in the beginning, that's not what I want from this trip. Do you know
then
what I
is
mean?
that
'Cause then
even-
when, there's no shock.
But then I don't think that's a fun trip because all you'd be thinking about is he going to slip a finger down my knickers?
Maybe, or am I going to like, because hopefully he wouldn't just do it, like, oop, there's a finger down my knickers. Hopefully it would be in like a moment of like love and lust and then you would be on the same page.
I think that's worse because then you're back to square one.
But you've had a great shag under the
But I don't think, I
South
think that's
American moonlight.
fine if it's someone that you don't know, not someone that you've got really messy like ex business with. I just think it's messy.
Oh, it's so hard because I think actually if my ex offered me a holiday now, I might go. Is that bad?
Babe, that's fake. We're gonna have a free holiday or first choice anyway.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I can't shag you though.
Oh, slip a finger down your knickers if you really want.
Does nothing to disprove the fact that we are in fact dating. Star of the week, please.
It's got to be the Holly number 3 because I just think,
I'm so keen to know what happens, babe. What are you going to do?
and you must do some soul searching. It's what I really would say, actually. Like, figure out, do you actually really want to put yourself through that? Because it will be a bit of an emotional upheaval.
Well, and also, if you do,
Yeah, babe.
I've got one. If you do also really love him and you believe you could have a friendship, then maybe do what's best for that friendship. Because actually,
Good.
yeah, you might fuck it, and you might have an amazing 6 weeks. But Al's right, it might get really messy, and then you might lose him in your life. And if it's better for you,
you might be able to salvage something from it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you might actually be able to keep him in your life in a friendship way, and that's a beautiful thing.
If you don't want to be his friend, then go on holiday and have a
then
finger
do
down.
it, yeah, sack it off, and
Have a finger down your knickers.
Sorry, I said that. Thank you so much for listening to Leave a Message. If you liked what you listened to,
If you liked what you listened to,
if you like what you listened to, then please leave a review, 5 stars only, because 4 will do us no favours. Please make sure you subscribe, tell all your mates, and leave us a voice note on WhatsApp. Our number is in the podcast notes.
love you, bye.
Bye.